Hello, 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 beautiful people. This is Nancy with another episode of I Love GH. But it's an exciting week already. Here we are, Monday, um, October 25th through now today, Wednesday the 27th. So I will be giving you recap for the last 3 days. Valentine is slowly mending in the hospital in Greece, and he's on his way back to Port Charles with Anna after the warm and lovely, uh, reminiscing between them and expressing their feelings. The words "I love you" were not mentioned as of yet, but their relationship has changed and they are growing closer. She even helped him give a call to Brooklyn to talk to Bailey, and unfortunately, she wasn't at the daycare for him to talk to Bailey, but poor Brooklyn was in the middle of a meeting with Sasha and Maxie that was set up by the exciting Gladys, who has nothing better to do than to overstep her bounds, as we know she is always willing to do. So this little crazy woman is going to finally get some evidence against Brooklyn that she thinks she's going to be able to use against her to kind of keep her in line and spend the company's money freely. Who does this woman think she is? And Sasha, can we stop pointing her off on everybody and fire this woman, please? Because now she's a huge problem. She's recording private conversations and she's not letting people know that she's recording these conversations. So she should be fired for that alone. Okay, and then thinking that she can blackmail Brooklyn. I hope Brooklyn steps in her ass. Okay? I sincerely hope so. So Michael has gone over, he's called this DA, they have arrested Nina, they've picked her up, they've gone through the court thing, she's being extradited to Philadelphia on the recommendations of Scotty and Ava, because then they can get her there, get her bailed out, and get her back to Port Charles until the trial, which I think is like totally disgraceful that this woman is getting away with so much that she is getting away with. And you've got Jax, you've got Ava, you got all these people running around town wanting to let her skate by. And the worst party of all is Sonny. I mean, the disrespect that you are showing your wife is beyond. And you, whether you know it or not, she gonna leave your ass, okay? Because that's what it seems like they're boiling up to. So now y'all want to replace Carly with Nina? Ew. It was ill when it was in Nixon Falls, and he thought he was Mike. Is even ill now that he's back in Port Charles. But to have Ava and Nina and Phyllis, Jax, all walking around town knowing the extent of the relationship that was progressing between Sonny Mike and Nina is enough for Carly to take a shotgun to each and every one of them. I will pass her the bullets. Because why? Why would you allow these people to have the upper hand over your wife? I am putting this completely on Sonny. I am so disappointed in what the writers has done to his characters. They done took away his balls. Because even when Sonny was at his worst, he still would walk around with an air of arrogance that we could understand. The air of arrogance that he's walking around not right now with is constitute to him holding his balls to see when they're going to drop, or to keep them from dropping. Because when Carly finds out and when Jason finds out, oh, oh, who's the one who has betrayed? Who is the one who has betrayed their relationship most? And again, I will not let him forget the simple fact that this man was walking around Nixon Falls talking about how much he did not want to know who he was. And only until that near-death experience was he even going to find out, because you have no choice. The memories are presented. They're here. They're smacking you in your face full force, and the distraction is gone at that point. Okay? So the spirit of Mike was able to come in and set his mind straight. But it had to take a near death experience. So that means if this near death experience did not take place, was he going to really stay in Nixon Falls and have sex with Nina and have this different life, this quiet life? And then what I'm seeing in Thursday's clip is that this bitch, Nina Reeves, is going to have the audacity to say to Carly's face that Sonny was happier in Nixon Falls, meaning he was happier with her. Can I haul off and slap you now? Can I? Can I? I mean, just tell me when. Because it should be coming from way around the corner in slow motion, giving a second slap across the face to knock that woman off her feet. Because like Michael said, I'm surprised I got here to the court before you did, Ma. Okay? Why aren't you doing something about this bitch? And she has to stand there in front of her son, who knows her better. Because he did exactly what she would have done. Okay? Without hesitation. Without interference. Okay? File charges. That's why Carly was like, whoever did it, high five. You did me a solid. Thank you. 100. Oh, yes, let's go to court because I need to see this. To find out that her firstborn took care of business. Okay? Where her husband is not. Where her husband is keeping a secret. When Michael finds out what Sonny has done. So you got feelings for this woman? I want him to say the words. That's why you didn't want us to do anything, because you got feelings for this woman. So what's up? How far did you go? Somebody needs to start asking him some questions. He's starting to slip up, okay? Ava signs the bar over to him, sells him the bar so he can offer it to Phyllis. But she was quick to slip Nina's name in the conversation. Yeah, I know you and Nina was talking about it. It was a bidding war between you and Nina. Yeah, she's slick. She being slick. But I'm sure Carly already knew that because you share everything with her, he says to her today. She says to Sonny today, in Carly's kitchen. Please explain to me why this disrespect is continuing. Please, somebody, help me. Help me to understand. Why is this still happening? Okay? Because I need that explosion. I need, because Carly's being so gracious right now. She's following her husband's lead. She's trying to just maintain a level of happiness. And yes, tonight, folks, we have wine. Okay, a nice little Pinot Grigio to go with the evening. It was a long day at work. But, this, I have had to watch Monday through Wednesday twice, 3 times now. Monday and Tuesday 3, so I can do this commentary. And then today, I think I've already watched Wednesday's show like twice. And of course, I'm going to watch it again because I want to make sure that I'm hitting all points when I'm giving you the commentary. Okay? But Sonny deserves to be slapped in the face. He needs He deserves to be hauled off and told about himself in the worst way as she packs her things, her children, and she leaves that house. Okay? She can't take Avery. And then what's going to happen? Carly moves out with Donna back to her house with her moms and Jocelyn. Jocelyn's on campus, so when Jocelyn finds out the extent of the relationship, you know she's going to be team mom. So she'll probably be chewing Sonny out for his behavior as well as she did with Nina. And she was primo once again today because she's like at the Metro Court having breakfast with her pops. Kind of, she don't know the full extent of his involvement. And I think when she finds that out, she was like, you were so willing to keep this information from my mother, but then you want to turn around and take credit for bringing Sonny back to her and not telling us the full story. Okay, because she's old enough to know who her father really is. And he is not a white knight. And Nina says it. She's like, well, she doesn't say he's not a white knight, but she's like, here you come, trying to save the day again, and I don't need you to save me. Bitch, you need somebody to save your ass. Because if it was me, you would be leaving town because I would be on your ass like white on rice. There would be no comfortable moments for you. This woman is having entirely too many comfortable moments. Too many. And it's unacceptable. You know, and Jax tries to walk around all grandiose and everything, like, you know, okay, I did, what you gonna do about it? Really? Everybody can just move on without revenge. Are you kidding me? What Nina did was out of revenge. So you're gonna go with the two wrongs don't make it right policy at this point in time? Excuse me? Because again, if it was up to Jax, Sonny would have died in the fire. Let's not forget that. Okay? So now he's walking around being Mr. Righteous Man. He needs to take his ass back to Australia. Okay? Because he makes me entirely too tired for words. He needs to go back to Australia. I'm going to keep saying it. But the fact that Nina and Ava are giddy. More Ava. Ava is giddy with this information because she feels if you have an opportunity to stick it to Carly, please do. But what you're going to end up doing is have Carly doing one of these and being ready to give you a corner, baby. That's what you're going to end up doing. Okay, because you're wearing me out. Nina deserves to go to jail. She deserves to lose Crimson. And then Jax is like, you know, she asked Jax today in Metrocore again, having the audacity to be in Carly's hotel, in the restaurant. If you want coffee and you want to go to the Crimson offices, go straight to the Crimson offices and have the coffee delivered. You don't have to go into the Metro Court. Okay? So you're going into the Metro Court to make a scene, to rub it in her nose that you are free. That's what you're doing. Okay? Who you think you're playing, you're not. And then and it's like, well, I'm not scared to call you. You need to be. You need to be. And for Jax to be like, what are you doing? But Jocelyn was crazy cool. Jocelyn was like, what are you doing in my mother's restaurant? Why are you here? Why are you here? Okay? And she just, why? Jackson's like, oh, baby, don't you have some classes to studying to go do? Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. But I need to understand why this woman is in my mother's restaurant. I love me some Jocelyn. Okay? But every time I see Sonny making excuses to Carly, and then Carly picking up on things. He mentions him and Nina helping people in Nixon Falls. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't mention Nina was involved. You said you helped Lenny and Phyllis during some tough times. You did such and such. Oh, but now you're saying we? Who the fuck is we? So again, she has to find out a snippet. And he's not having the respect. The man who demands respect is not showing respect to the person he says is the love of his life. He'd rather lose her when she finds out the whole truth. That's what he'd rather do. Okay, because he think he in control of shit. See, he forgot who he dealing with. He obviously forgot who he married. That she's all mellow now. She's still Carly. And she still knows what to do when put upon. But what I want to see is when he gets busted, that she be like, Jay, yo, I need you to come over. I need you to come over here, and I need you to bear witness to this bullshit. Because this man had the audacity to put us through the third degree and tell us that he feels some kind of way about what was about to happen between us, something that we honestly struggled with to the very moment that they were on the altar. She couldn't even kiss him until the day they were getting married. And they met at Jake's, and they basically said their vows in private at that time. That's how I saw that scene, because it was beautiful. Because how it started was how it was going to grow. And y'all took that away from us. Something that would have worked. You could have left him in Nixon Falls. You could have left him in Nixon Falls at this point. Because like I said, no longer relevant. And then especially when you bring him back acting like a pussy. I said it. I love GH, but ain't gonna let you slide. Not on this lie. Cause what? You're turning my favorite characters, putting them in positions that they would never be put in. Never, as we know them. But no. Okay. And we also know going into tomorrow that Cyrus is making a collect call from prison. Excuse me? I thought he wasn't supposed to have access to the outside world. He's supposed to be a high alert prisoner. I'm not understanding. Is this really maximum security? He trying to kill people from prison, trying to control shit from prison, and now he calling Sonny collect? Are you kidding? No, I do not accept the charges. Click. Try calling me 2 more, 3 more times. See what you gonna get. And what I need to talk to you for? You a boss. You don't take collect calls. So, writers, can we get that corrected, please? All right. So I'm watching the scene now where Carly is like, excuse me, you didn't tell me about Nina being involved. And she's like, you've had this whole other life and we don't know anything about it, and she's trying to brush it off and everything, but you can see the unhappiness growing in her. You can see that she knows he's lying and she wants to question him. And on one side, she don't want to really know, but on the other side, she want to know. Carly wants to know. Okay? And like she said, I'm glad somebody called the cops on the witch. Okay? Because if her stealing 9 months of your life away from your family and your business is not a crime, I don't know what is. So Michael did what he was supposed to do. Now him and poor Willow, they gonna suffer for a minute for it, but he put her straight today. And she spoke her piece. And thank God for Sasha. Because Sasha's the level head. Thank goodness she has Sasha. And that Sasha knows Michael. That she's been with Michael. So she knows Michael. And she knows the family dynamic. So it's a good thing that she has Sasha as a tutor, because otherwise Willow would be packing her bags and ready to go. But she's so sensitive. Sometimes it just makes you want to slap her twice. It's like, come on, girl, calm down. So what? The man didn't tell you. So what? He did something else. He's pissed. You need to respect that what has happened has, like he said, it gave him a whiff of Nell and gave him chills down his spine. That was the basis of his actions and will be until this is resolved, because he refuses to go through another Nell situation, and then it being Nell's mother. Crazy is as crazy does. What I say. And I'm glad that the writers put in the fact that he said the words. I got a whiff of Nell from this situation. And that raised the hairs on my back. I wasn't going to pause. So if the positive collateral damage is that this witch goes to jail for what she's done to my father and my mother, then so be it. My son is safe. Because he don't need her. He don't need her. She's not a good influence, never will be a good influence, so he don't need her. Thank you very much. Okay? We're going to call it a pass. But I'm so glad that Michael stepped to Jax and he let Jax know exactly what's up. Okay? She's not getting a pass. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, if she's so committed to Wiley, why didn't she bring his grandfather home? Why didn't, in the 2 times that she came back to Port Charles, did she tell us at that point? When she did that video call, had the perfect opportunity. But even worse than that, when Peter showed up, you were supposed to call. That was your last chance. That was your last chance. Okay? That was your last opportunity to make that phone call and say, this is what's up. But you didn't do that because you were so selfish, so self-centered to think that your fantasy is the reality. And that's exactly what she did. Like Carly said, she's only going to deal with her truth. She don't hear nothing else, no matter what we've already said, what has taken place, what she has witnessed. She feels, because she now knows that Nell was her daughter, that she could have redeemed her somehow. And as long as she feels that way, that's the perception that she's going to move from. And that's exactly what she's doing. Okay, Carly hits that nail on the head every single time. If nobody on this show has good instincts about people, it's Carly. Good, bad, or indifferent, what you think about her, she ain't never been a stupid one. Even in her younger days, she could spot a criminal and a crook and a snake in a second. It's just that when she gets that sniff, she will fight tooth and nail to protect those she loves. And if you don't like her methods, too bad on you, move out the way. But this time, Carly's not the one in the wrong. Carly is the one that needs protection. And this is what she's getting. Her son is being proactive. What? And then on top of the fact that you tried to blackmail this woman into my son's life. So I'm supposed to respect you in any way, shape, or form? You got to be kidding me. So they get the phone call that Jax gets a phone call from Scotty telling him that Nina was arrested. They go to the arraignment. Everybody gets there. And at that point is when Carly and Sonny find out who called the cops on her. And Michael admits that it was him. He was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna fly. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let it fly. I'm not gonna let her get away with it because she has caused too much grief." And for her to be walking around free thinking it's cool, because if it was any one of us, they would be quick to lock our asses up. She ain't no different. It's bad enough there ain't nothing but white privilege on the show anyway, but let's move past that. Okay. Because why is Spencer not in a cell? There should not have been no release on your own recognizance when you terrorize somebody. So you know that was totally WP will call it to be politically polite. But I already said it. White privilege. Okay? And now Alexis is finding out just how much her family suffers from the virus called WP. Okay? Because Nicholas is going to have the audacity when she confronts him. He comes to visit her at the prison, at the minimum security prison. And she makes the mistake, once again, as I said she would, of confronting him straight up as to what's happened with Hayden and what she knows he has done to Hayden and how Sean has suffered for it for 6 years. She knows now. So she confronted him. And this bastard is perfectly willing to blackmail his aunt. Said, if you don't keep quiet, you'll stay in prison. There'll be nothing I can do for you. Are you serious? So if I don't tell the world what you did and change the life of another person, two other people, and Hayden, we still don't know what's up with Hayden. Where's Hayden? Was she the woman screaming in the other room, or was it Holly? It's between those two women. So I guess that's where the writers' toss up is who do the public want back more? Hayden, excuse me, or Holly? Hayden, Holly, the H's. Because we did hear a woman screaming from being tortured in another room. And they only did it once and then they left it up in the air. So that means with everything that's going on in Crichton Clark, either not Crichton Clark, excuse me, at the Cassadine compound in Crete, at this point, with Jason and Britt heading back to the island, and everybody else has already left the island, okay, supposedly because Peter is no longer supposed to be on the island at this point. They've got Victor Cassadine and they're going to extradite him back to the United States. Other that, or they're going to send him straight to Steinhauer, whatever the hell they're going to do with him. I don't know, don't care. I think that storyline is just a total waste of our energy. He needs to be in prison. I can't stand the Cassadines, never have. And anything that they do, if they always give these crazy mofos deals. What's up with the SWSB is supposed to be so ruthless and so on point, the spies, elite. But then when you catch them, you give them deals, immunity, freedom for information. What kind of shit is that? Nobody gets locked up and stays there. I just don't understand that. Because as much as I like Liesel now, Liesel then should have been underneath the jail several times, never to see the light of day. Faison should have never had the opportunity to get out as many times. Get out, yes. Get out, whether it was to escape or get let out several times to come back to terrorize Anna. To the point where the woman ended up burying his ass alive, and he even got out of that with the help of Liesel. Yeah, she was still obsessed with him. So until she realized after the whole, him shooting Jason in the back, and Jason ended up being, taken for them to try to do the other half of the mind control on him, and Drew was in Creighton Clark with Robin watching over him thinking that she's watching over her Jason, but in fact she was watching over his twin, who we know once he got released, or they escaped, him and Robin escaped with the help of Dante and Nathan, Maxie and Lulu. He escapes without anybody knowing. If you remember the story, unfortunately, when he does finally make it back to Port Charles, he gets run over randomly by Ava, no less, back and front, that his face gets completely smashed up. How he survived that, okay. Writer's Liberty. He gets a whole new face, and we get Drew Kane, Jason Morgan's twin. And that takes us into patient 6. So it's like this dude has no business getting out a jail free card for anything at this point. And now y'all want to say he's Valentine's father. And I'm like, well, really? Why? Who are these men? Why are you all sleeping with Helena's wrinkled ass? Even Luke. Ill. Major ill. Okay? I don't understand. I truly, truly don't understand. Okay? And, Ava gloating in Carly's face in the courtroom. How could you do this, Sonny? And Sonny standing there looking like a freaking idiot. Okay? And Michael says, don't blame them. They ain't had nothing to do with it. You got what you deserve. You did this. And Mike is not playing. And Carly is looking, beaming from the side. My boy. That's my son. I birthed that. Okay? He got my genius by osmosis. Oh, it gave me such happiness. And I'm sorry, Willow. You're going to have to understand your man is not going to always be Mr. Sweetness and Light. Okay? Michael Corinthos III has a daughter. Is it Michael Morgan? What's his middle name? Michael Edward? I think it's Michael Edward. I'm not sure. But I know he is a Corinthos III. Okay? But the bottom line is that he is Carly's son, just like Jocelyn is Carly's daughter. And her children don't play. Could you imagine Morgan? And wait, Christina still don't know the details. I told y'all they was only going to give that poor child 5 minutes, and what did they do? They talk about her being at the pub. Ava, I'm going to take the keys over to Christina and she'll give them to you. So are we going to get another scene with Christina and Sonny at the pub? And her asking him, why did you buy the pub, Dad? Is she going to pick up on what was going on with you in Nixon Falls? I need the fire, because we're not getting the fire right now. All we're getting right now is, let's make Carly look as clueless as we possibly can, so that when she explodes, it will be completely justified. Please. Please. Okay? But yeah. And then Ava, like, make sure you remember your ace in the hole. She needs to suffer. She obviously forgot who she was messing with and needs a reminder. That's all I'm saying. She needs a reminder. Okay? And I mean, I'm just like, and then what does Nicholas have to do with what's going on at the compound as well? Because we know he has to be working with Victor. Victor had to be the one that had to help him recover for those 3 years. Had to. Because he has been communicating with someone, and it wasn't Peter. So it had to be Victor. And if it wasn't Victor, it was definitely the staff. Okay? Because we know he still got some type of control that, people are reporting back to him what's going on in the island. All right? And he kills me sitting back being so smug about his shit. Oh, I can't wait for Nicholas to get busted. He needs to get busted, and he needs to get busted bad. Okay, between that and just kill him. I just kill him. Okay, just kill him. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Well, I think basically covered everything. Kind of jumped between the days. And Spencer's got a job. So he humbled himself just a little bit. With the help of Esme. Please, 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 let's get this girl out of our hair quickly. But she did something decent. And Cam and Jocelyn made him humble himself a little bit, which he needs to do. He needs to learn how to do, because him talking about food, nothing tastes good when you got to think about how you pay for it. White privilege. Do we really need that on TV? Don't we get enough of it every day and in the news? You want to think about that one, writers? Okay. And what's this going on with Elizabeth and now her father? Something's gonna happen that Mr. Jeff is coming back to town. Jeff Weber is on his way back. Who's gonna play Jeff Weber? We don't know. They haven't given us any hints. But there is something going on with Elizabeth's pops that he has now become part of the conversation. And I don't know if that's because Hayden might be involved again, or because they know about Elizabeth and Finn. I don't know what it is. Okay, I know that Finn and Elizabeth are trying to, or are being drawn closer together because they're acting as an extended family, but it's about to get sticky. It really boils down to it getting sticky. The other thing we don't want to forget to cover and keep you up to date on and have comment about is Ned going to Austin and trying to get Austin to give him a recommendation, one, and to help him speak with Olivia. Well, y'all have passed that. Y'all passed that. Olivia ain't want to hear nothing y'all ain't got to say. Okay? She won't even listen to the doctor. So she is not going to hear anybody. The only person I think she's going to listen to is Dante. And he's on his way home. So when Dante get home, and she mentions to him how everybody is getting on her case and saying that his brother is not perfect, and that what this, that, there, and the other thing, they think that he has autism. Dante is going to say, hold on, Mom. And I think that if he breaks it down to her, she may hear him better, because he has no agenda. That's her son. This is his brother. And I think he's noticed something different about Leo. They've given us a little bit of a scene of that when they were at the pool at the Metroport, and the way he did not react to Sam. Okay, and he knows Sam. He's known Sam all his life. But all of a sudden, he does not communicate with Sam at all. The way he functions, period, and she's like, yeah, it's to a different drummer, and that's fine, but we need to get him checked out. So I think if it comes from Dante, she will be able to get past the wounded mother, the attacked mother, and be able to hear from her son, her firstborn, that Leo needs to be checked out. So that's my hope there. Yeah. We're still at the court, and this is the 26th episode I'm running through right now. And like I said, I think I've already talked about all of that. I did. And so we don't really need to go through this entire episode. I did mention today little tidbits from today's episode and where we're at this point. Old dude running around town asking questions about Curtis has now not only approached um, TJ, he's now approached Portia. And then, of course, him asking questions of the staff at the Savoy. So, what are you up to, dude? What is going on with you? Because we're not liking this, okay? And Portia picked up. She's like, when he approached her and he's asking all these questions, and you're supposed to be a stranger, but the only thing that you're asking me about is this one particular place, and then you jump into all these questions about the owner. Why is that? So she picked up quick enough to say, you know what, I gotta go. Okay, because you're asking too many questions about people you have no, or I think you don't know. So what is your purpose? Okay, and everybody in Port Charles is suspicious, especially when a stranger comes a call into town talking about, oh, I just want to get to know the neighborhood. Yeah, okay. Who are you? You either after somebody, or you a drug dealer, or some type of bad guy trying to worm your way into Port Charles, and then you approaching the wrong people. So I don't know if this dude is going to try to hustle Curtis, or he's going to present himself as his father and trying to get in on what's good. Okay. And that's my feeling. He's trying to cash in now. He's at the end of his life, and he think it's time somebody took care of him. So he gonna try to cash in on what his son is doing now. But meanwhile, mofo, you left our family when we were kids. Not adults, not teenagers, but kids. So to the point where the women in my family had to step up and take care of us, and did that with heartache. Okay, we have a mother who basically died of a broken heart, and we have an auntie who gave up her love to take care of her sister's family and help her sister raise her children. And now you want to step in for what? For what? And don't tell me you dying. Please don't come back with the I'm dying. Okay, because how long you been dying? Okay, because if it's been more than a month, Mo, I don't need to see you. I don't need to see you. Because it's been 30 some odd, 40 some odd years where you been. So I don't know how they're trying to slide this dude in, but it's already a stereotype. Okay, Papa was a Rolling Stone, had to find his way through whatever his addiction was or his dream he was trying to fulfill. But the point is, he abandoned his wife and children, where she had to lie and tell them children that the father dropped dead of a heart attack and never came home. Really? Is that what we gonna do? So TJ has described this patient, which is the old dude, and how he, the way they were communicating, and how interesting it was, because he asked a lot of questions about you, Uncle. What's up? What's up? Okay. But we don't hit my red zone, because I don't like hitting the 45-minute mark. We about to do that anyway. So I'm glad I got all the things I needed to get out of my system right now. I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, and subscribe to I Love GH But here with Nancy on Wednesday the 27th. I will be back with you probably on Friday or Saturday to give you the wrap up for the rest of the week. Peace, love, and scandal. All things General Hospital. Have a great evening. Love ya. Stay safe.